What's up, guys? Gene Fetty back at you with another episode of the All Access Podcast from Dent Repair Now, and literally from Dent Repair Now. We have been working hard on the shop here, getting moved into, when we moved in here, this bay that you can't see was 2 bays, super hard to move into. They built a building, we needed a wider door. I got to move from that side of the shop to this side of the shop, and we're getting moved in slowly but surely. We just had a huge Dents for Kids meetup here this past weekend. Thank you to everybody who came out. We had students from the Level Up class last year, actually from the original Level Up class as well, and last year. Stefan Eschi, You Break, I Fix, drove down from Connecticut. Miroslav and Victoria drove in from Chicago, right? Literally had people here from all over the place. Christina and the crew at Anson sent Biggs up. We had the van here. There's going to be a tool review. Biggs got me pretty good, put the screws to me. Even talked me into the new Elimident X Factor portable light, Milwaukee with the auto cup. Thanks, Biggs. You could buy me a beer or something. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, plenty of tools there. The event was great. We have tons of toys, some great cash donations. If by chance you would like to make some toy donations, hit me up. Maybe even in the comments here. We've got an Amazon wish list. It's for the kids. We keep it all local here in the county that we're in. It's a cool little local charity. What else do we got going on? I am wheels up in 9 hours and 15 minutes. I get on the plane and I'm wheels up a half an hour after that to head south to Florida to see a couple of people. Maybe there's another show coming up. You guys are going to have to wait and see. Keeping it a little bit secret. Not really secret. If you're a PDR podcast person, you can probably guess where I'm headed. But I'm super excited for that. I will definitely be talking about that on our next episode here. I guess I need to give some explanations, maybe make an apology. The title of the show, maybe that's why you clicked on it. Broken Promises and the PDR College Advanced Skills Seminar. Man, Keith, Shane, Bryce, I am so sorry that I used you guys for a great headline for my podcast. The Broken Promises are me, guys. I promised you an episode talking about advanced skills and getting it dropped. I don't even know. It's like a blur lately. Maybe a week and a half ago. I broke my promise to you. I am here to get this out before I travel tomorrow to make sure you guys get a new episode, to get caught up. Life just gets in the way. That's part of why, on the final AAI episode, I talked about trying to focus on here and on here. It's just difficult to be busy and doing everything and hosting a big, giant Dents for Kids event and trying to get the shop ready. Really trying to be better, guys. So just bear with me. I promise we're working hard at it. Let's talk about the Advanced Skills Seminar, which 0 apologies, 0 broken promises. I have been to all but 2 of these Advanced Skills Seminars. I missed the very first one. It sort of snuck up, and I think they sold out super fast. The second one was last year in Sacramento at Corey Kleinfeld's shop. Just couldn't swing it, couldn't make it. It was a beyond chaotic year. I was on the road doing hail. We had some problems here. We had the big move here. It just wasn't happening. That being said, having gone to all but 2 of these seminars, this seminar was off the hook. It was small. I think there were 30-ish people, high 20s, which at first it was like, what's going on? That slightly smaller group size, call it the normal, allowed for so much more conversation, interaction. The techs were really like getting up and getting over shoulders and watching and getting to see exactly what was going on. It also let them break down into, I think they had 5 stations. About 5 stations where you could go and actually get some hands-on work, with Bryce and Jean and Jay Ma, and Jonathan showed up and Shane was teaching some stuff and Bryce was smashing the side of this door and doing crazy stuff. Those guys, right, Keith, Shane, and Bryce, knocked it out of the park with this one. They had Danielle sort of working in the background, keeping everything together. Guys, the best PDR College Advanced Skills Seminar I think you've ever put on. Like, it really, you guys hit a freaking home run. I was fortunate enough, if you remember back to some of the earlier AAI podcasts, I think even with Keith, we were talking about going and being the media company to bring it out and do a live stream, and that just didn't come to fruition, which is cool. They really wanted to keep it an in-person event, which I absolutely wholeheartedly can appreciate, even though I would have really loved to have done it. However, I was still able to go and hang out, and I helped them run cameras and do a little bit of the background. I've got to tell you guys, and I've not done Bryce's one-on-one training, and I know a lot of people have. If you ever get the opportunity to literally look over Bryce's shoulder while he is working and run a camera, extra bonus, do it. I learned so many little tricks that Bryce does by just being there, and it being, and I really feel like not just me running the camera, but I think the room, because it was smaller, the group really got to see a lot of what Bryce does and how he thinks about and attacks panels and damage and how he goes after it. I will give you probably my biggest takeaway. And I know a lot of guys struggle with it, right? We do a lot of teaching. I see a lot of guys and everyone wants to go fast, fast, fast. And I felt like until this seminar, I felt like I was very patient and very decisive on where I was going to pull or where I was going to start the dent or where I was going to run into a problem. Bryce is like a whole nother level of patient, right? Not that it's surprising, right? That guy's amazing. He does incredible repairs, but he spent so much time dissecting the panel. If you guys, I'll try to link it in the show notes or in the video. If you didn't see it, the quarter panel smash. So first hits the bottom, hits a 4x4 with a sledgehammer on the bottom. That's not enough, so he hits the sledgehammer on the bottom again to make it gnarlier. And then one of the students steps up, they had him step up, and kicks this quarter panel and absolutely caves it in. I mean, like, crushed. I maybe or maybe not, from experience or not, knew that those quarter panels caved in really easy with a foot. Maybe we'll try to find that clip. Anyways, so I sort of was like, hey, hold back a little bit. Let's make sure this thing is hot. When he kicked this quarter, the buckle, the crown above the body line and the concave, gnarly. The trunk gap opened. The door jamb gap opened. And I bet if we still had the bumper on, I bet the bumper gap would have opened. I mean, this thing was gnarly, gnarly. Watching Bryce work and talk through and how he unfolded the metal, simply unbelievable, right? He had a couple of K-powers, some of the new tab straps, the new blades, I think they call them, the blades to really pull. And just like I teach and preach, right, he just gets in there and starts to gently move the metal and start unfolding and moving those crowns down. Unreal. I mean, just, it's something to see. And don't forget, Bryce has his online training. I just go follow him on social if you don't already. It would be very unlikely for you to follow me and not follow Bryce, but go check it out. He has a training platform available online for purchase that you can dive in and see exactly how he does this. The way he bends tools, crazy. Like, to spend the amount of time he does to bend the tool to get the exact perfect right angle. Another tip I picked up, relearned, is leather. I used to use leather all the time. Looking at my old bay. It's over here, I think. I used to use leather all the time. And then I just stopped. Bryce uses leather for everything. Like, crazy. In fact, I just saw Keith the other day. Like, oh, I can't believe I never thought of this. He was fixing a trunk lid or a hatch or a hood on a Tesla, right? No liner. He just glued some leather up, pushed through the leather, alcohol, took the leather down, no damage. Like, I'm in there with Tessa tape and this and PPF and trying not to push through. Just put some leather on it. Like, I picked up so much. Paul Corden was there, right? Learned more things about sales. I understand pricing and everything like that. Him and Keith did a fantastic presentation on body language and communication and how humans interact. Unreal. Like, just so smart. Jean. I've taught with him, right? We're good friends. He works for us here, right? He works for Dent Repair now when he's in the country. I've taught classes next to him. I've presented on stage with him. We've done webinars together. Learned new stuff. The way he moves his light. The guy is just so incredibly efficient, and he has cut repair into like all these simple basic steps, and he doesn't make any mistakes. It's just crazy what you can learn from him. Jay Ma, Superior PDR from Taiwan. Unreal. Super smart. Brought a translator, right? Because English isn't his first language. Some of the tips and tricks he gave for building your social media presence, crazy good. Like, how to get the interaction. Like, how to hook them right away. Going and watching the edits on his videos and how it's like, boom, 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 boom. Being very conscious of that, right? I'm really studying social media or really content at the moment. Tons to learn from him. The way his team repairs, right? He doesn't repair just solo, he repairs with a team. Who would have thought of that? Like, it is unbelievable. Really, the entire event was awesome. Got to see the new Dent Slayer panel stand. That thing is badass. I will own one. It will be in this bay. And when we get it, we will certainly be doing a review and talking about it and doing some repairs on it. Jonathan Van Den Fontaine was there. He is, just so smart when it comes to tooling and glues. He's got some new glue tabs coming out. We've got the pellet glue. We'll stick, right? You guys know how much I love that big giant gun. I picked up a gallon or 5 liters or whatever it is of his glue. That's been working fantastic. Learned some new tips and tricks on just gluing up feet and how to place that. And just some great metal theory. If it's not sold out yet, Jonathan is also doing in Europe PDR, I want to say masters, but don't hold me to that. Anyways, a 3-day seminar. Jonathan, Jean, Barry, somebody else is coming. 3, 4, 5 people coming up for 3 days of training in Belgium. I think it's only like $2,000 a seat, which is a steal to spend 3 days in the room with those level technicians and learning from them. Definitely something you should go check out. Of course, a huge shout out to Anson for hosting the Advanced Skills Seminar. The venue is obviously great. I got to hang out and talk to Christina. Got to talk to Craig. Saw Vinny. Vinny, thanks for backing me up with some of the tech stuff that we didn't know we needed that you had. We appreciate that. But, to Anson, you guys are always so generous. Thanks for opening up your business to us. And even, the open house afterwards at Craig's house, literally opening your house up to us, to the PDR industry. Y'all are just amazing. Man, the seminar was crazy good. I'm going to try to get some footage together. I shot a little bit. We'll get some content out and talk about it more. Maybe we'll even try to get Keith in or Shane and do a little recap and talk and do a little, side-by-side comparison of host and attendee and see what we all thought. But incredible. Put the screws to those guys. Make sure they're doing another one next year. I know it's a ton of work. I know it's exhausting because it was exhausting just to be there. But, right, get on those guys. Make sure it's there. And then when they do it, get signed up and go after it. What else do we got going on? Here's what I need from you guys. Me and John are talking about another level up class. If we put it together, it will be in February of 26, after MTE, before the end of February, right? Somewhere in there. We polled everybody last year, and everybody said February is the time to do it. So that's what we're looking at. Are you guys interested? That's what we want to know before we start planning this thing and putting it together, because it is a ton of work, a ton of commitment to make it happen. Let me know your thoughts. Thinking it's something you might want to check out. What would you want to learn, right? Let us know. Message me, message John, leave comments on here, whatever you want to do. Like, hit us up. We want to hear about it. We want to know what you want to learn. We had talked about in the last episode about doing some tool reviews, and I'm not going to do it. I was going to break more promises. No, really, I bought some cool tools this weekend, and I think we're going to do a whole little end of the year tool wrap up episode before we get to MTE. I think my favorite is a hammer I didn't need, but I just can't resist a beautiful hammer. So I picked up the Fast PDR. I think we can zoom in on that. The Fast PDR hammer. I just like a good hammer, man. I didn't really need a hammer. I just can't say no. And Biggs had it on there looking all pretty. Magnets, so you can stick it to magnetic things and it won't fall off. Nice weight, heavier than the Glexo, I would guess. Maybe 6 ounces if we're going in even numbers. Glexo's 4. This is a little bit heavier, but it's not as heavy as the hammer I stole off of Jean. Pretty cool. Interchangeable tips, front and back. Standard 5/16 thread. Definitely going to play around with that. Maybe even put some leather VIP tips on here. Just unboxed it today. And I spent my day putting moldings on a Toyota. So I didn't even get to fix the car. Dave did all the cars. I fixed the Toyota. Because you really should. I mean, like if I was designing cars, I would definitely rivet these moldings on. And I would definitely put the rivets underneath the fixed glass. So you got to take the fixed glass out to change an upper molding. What are you freaking high, dude? Everybody else in the world just like clips them on. Maybe they put a little T10 or T15. Not Toyota. And I love Toyota. I think I got 4 of them at my house. I do not love your upper moldings. Oh. Anyways, it's going to be a few days before I'm back to even work on cars. But this will definitely be on the list of things that we are going to be talking about. For the YouTubes, for some tutorial information, when I was at Advanced Skills Seminar, I did get my hands on some of the new Glexo Diablo. That same Toyota that was sitting right here today driving me crazy. I did the entire driver's rail with cold glue. in about 30 minutes. And I filmed the whole thing for you. So we've got a new media person who may or may not see this. Olivia, who happens to be Mac's girlfriend, is going to help us out with content. She used to do the editing and publishing for the news at school. She needs some extra work while she's at college. I definitely need some help getting the content together. So, Olivia, Liv, welcome to the team if you happen to watch this. And if you don't, everybody welcome Liv to the team. We'll try to get her in here when she's home on Christmas break. We'll definitely do some content. I'm sure she's going to drive Mac absolutely crazy with getting everything together, but, you know, it'll be good. What else? Sorry, I broke my promises. Advanced Skills Seminar was awesome. Got some new tools, not ready to drop a full review yet. We've got Olivia. It feels weird to call her Olivia. Mac calls her Liv, we call her Liv, but Olivia is her name. Flying out in just over 9 hours. Probably should get some sleep. Oh, the move. Yes. So, talked about in the last episode, right? We are moving everything from the Institute to Dent Repair Now. Also, it's just an excuse, but it's an excuse. Also, part of why this episode is late is that is a much more daunting task than I thought it would be. I've got a great guy helping with the migration. That's awesome. I literally, right before this podcast, just finished shooting like 6 short videos I need to put in to make that transition go. Our streaming software changed, which is why this episode is coming to you on my iPhone with my DJI mic instead of on the computer with good mics. Streaming software decided to jack up prices and go through the roof. So we've got a new streaming software coming. Been playing around with it. I think it's going to be awesome. I think the production value of this show is going to go way up, which is super cool. But again, at the end of the day, they're just excuses because I could have just grabbed my phone and got you this episode when I said I would have it to you. But I didn't. I will refund you all of your money that you have paid to subscribe to the podcast. Oh, wait, they're free. I'm just busting balls. I'm just being a smart ass. Smart ass is definitely my love language. Headed to Jacksonville. I'm going to try to vlog. Got a new... Well, I took it apart. Anyways, got a new setup with the GoPro. Well, I mean, we've had the GoPros, but got a new sweet Rode mic. Got a little cool light. Let me turn it on. Right, so you guys can see. Oh, there we put it into SOS mode. That's awesome. Got the Volta. Even picked up the new Fluid AI gimbal. But anyways, taking the GoPro and the Volta and a fresh memory card, and I'm going to try to vlog the whole trip to Jacksonville. And I'll try to release that in conjunction with the show, if there is a show. Hint, hint. Actually, one of the guys listened to the show and said he's really excited. I am really excited to get on and share my story and hopefully be able to go deeper than I've ever gone on any interviews or podcasts. Like, it's certainly going to be a long enough show. I don't know if I want to try to beat Brandon Schmitz. That's a long time. Maybe we can leave a cliffhanger and we'll have to do another episode, a second episode sometime. I don't know. It's all speculation at this point. I'm going to go home and go to sleep. So, guys, thank you so much for your support. Thank you again so much for your patience. Those of you who have reached out to check on me, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate it. No need to apologize at all for bothering me. It's no bother. Just hectic, to say the least. Trying to rein in the chaos, trying to declutter my life, trying to make life more simple. Really want to get back on this weekly schedule and make everything easy and simple. The shop is in super duper shape. We're going to try to get the studio in super duper shape. And if not, this will be the new stage for the podcast. But we'll see. We'll see what's going on. We'll figure it out. Again, thanks to everybody who donated and showed up for Dents for Kids here. So much appreciation. Christina, Craig, Lisa, the entire family at Anson. Thank you so much for sending us over. Graham, thanks for letting your wife be so awesome or having such an awesome wife. You all are amazing. Mike Biggs, thanks for coming up, dude. I hope the trip was worth it for you. Certainly, I tried to send everybody over to the van. You got me for a little bit, but it's good. I'm excited to use the tools. Picked up a couple new of the interchangeable door lord tools. I will definitely be talking about those because I bought them for Mac. I think it was like maybe the Labor Day sale. And I've used the two shorter ones several times. And I'm like, man, I got to add this to my arsenal. I've got a super secret test tip from one of our former people who have been on the show. So I might need to talk to him and see if we can talk about that. But it's a little niche tool, or tip, but man, it is pretty cool. Speaking of tips, I will give you one tool review tech tip. I'm going to walk up here real close to show you this. Let me see if we can get it to show up. This little bad boy right here is from Dent Slayer. Hint, hint. From Dent Slayer. I can't remember what they call it. They might call it just the tip. I'm not sure. It is essentially a thread, a 5/16 thread, machined down to an R4 cherry cap. This tip on a 3/8 tool, or even on my Dentcraft double bend, I might need to pick up a couple more of these, because if I lose this, I will be so sad. And I think it was like $20, $25. Go to Dent Slayer, go to pdrtool.com, A1, either place, and check that tip out. Go buy it right now, add it to your arsenal. That's my review, right? Promised a tool review. We pulled it in right at the end. That tip is freaking amazing and has gotten me into so many places already. I'm telling you, I need to buy a couple of more just to keep them on the cart to be safe. So, if you haven't already, you actually should be subscribed already, because I think I did the migration part right. But on social media, please go give us a follow at Dent Repair Now on YouTube. And a lot of you like to watch this on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button so it shows up. Give me the ding. Hit some comments. I'm going to make sure that I'm set up to get comments. Jack, I still didn't reply to your comment, dude. Sorry, man. I forgot. And I didn't get a notification for some reason. Anyways, go check it out. The /Institute page on Dent Repair Now is not quite live. It is close. Everybody's imported, but you're not plugged in where you need to be yet. So be patient. Keep an eye out. I think I figured out how to not bombard you with emails for every course that you're in. But I'm not making a promise. I just think. So keep an eye out on your email to get access there. Certainly we'll make some posts up on social. And, hopefully by next podcast, by next week, when I do a show and talk about where I went this week, it will be live. And I will give you all a poke and a prod and a reminder. So, guys, that's it. I guess this is the first official episode of the All Access podcast from Dent Repair Now on Dent Repair Now. Do we make this number 44? Or do we make this number 1? I think that's going to be confusing. We're going to go with number 44. So, guys, that's it. Number 44 is in the books. Thank you so much. I will be back next week. Hopefully, not promising, and we're not doing this again. Hopefully, with a new episode. I've got a guest in mind. I'm going to reach out to him and see if we can't get him on here. So guys, again, thanks so much. I will see you on the next episode.